So tonight we saw two qualifying matches for the Elimination Chamber match on both the men and the women's side. On the men's side, we had Fatu against Braun Strowman against Damian Priest, and on the women's side, we had Naomi against Chelsea Green. We had Naomi against Chelsea Green in a very nothing match, to be honest. Naomi got the win, but what was more interesting about Naomi tonight was the fact that during the show, Naomi and Bianca Belair were shown footage by Nick Aldis of the attack that took place against Jade Cargill a few months ago. And to be honest, I thought that they literally forgot about Jade Cargill, because Jade Cargill hasn't been mentioned ever since she got attacked, which was what, around like mid-November, around then, probably before War Games, I remember, is when she got attacked. And tonight there was sort of footage in which you see Liv and Raquel walking in the distance. Naomi and Bianca Belair jump to conclusion and, believe that it's Liv and Raquel that attacked Jade Cargill. And even Naomi goes as far as saying that everybody thought that it was her, that this really clears her name up. Now, all the while, you see Nick Aldis telling them to not jump to conclusions so quickly, because, this could literally mean absolutely nothing, because Liv and Raquel could just happen to walk by at that current time. For Liv and Raquel to be the obvious attackers, it would just be super anticlimactic. And I feel like everybody knows that Naomi attacked Jade because she has the most to benefit off of this. Because if Liv and Raquel just attacked her, then what a waste of a story, what a waste of a few months. But we open up the show with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes comes out and addresses his Elimination Chamber opponents, addresses John Cena, addresses CM Punk, Logan Paul, and addresses Drew McIntyre. And the way Cody Rhodes addressed Drew McIntyre, he sort of just mentioned him in passing. He said, and also Drew McIntyre is in this match, which really took offense to Drew McIntyre, causing him to come out here and confront Cody Rhodes, and that Cody Rhodes has made things personal with Drew McIntyre at this point. This brings out Fatu, who is in the qualifying match tonight. He comes out here and says that he's going to dog walk both Priest and Strowman tonight to earn his way into the Elimination Chamber match to go on to WrestleMania and win back the title for his family. Drew McIntyre eventually teases a throwdown with Fatu here, but eventually ends up dipping and leaves Cody Rhodes and Fatu. Cody says that if Fatu does win tonight and does go on to the Chamber and win at the Chamber, then he'll see him at WrestleMania and they could do this properly. When all of a sudden you see a SUV pull up in the backstage area, this is shown on the Titantron, and you see Solo Sikoa come out in this all white, sort of Batista looking like attire. When Fatu says that he has business to take care of with Solo Sikoa, family matters, family business, he goes off into the backstage area to find Solo Sikoa. Jacob does confront him eventually and ask him where the hell he was, why he left his family high and dry. And Solo Sikoa says that ever since he lost to Roman Reigns, ever since he lost to Ulafala, he hasn't felt like himself. He needed to take a break, he needed to take a vacation. He says that Fatu should focus tonight on winning the Elimination Chamber match to secure his spot in that Chamber match, bring back the title back to the family. And you can see that Fatu at this current point in time is like a dog off leash, because Solo Sikoa is telling him all of this information, but Fatu almost just ignores him. And Fatu is about to leave when Solo Sikoa grabs him by the arm and tells him, "I love you." And Fatu can't say back those famous words that he always does to Solo Sikoa. He can't say that he loves him back. So like I said, clearly like the dog off the leash here. We also saw Sami Zayn, where he gave us an update on his condition. He says that he doesn't know when he's going to be back, but when he is back, he's going after Kevin Owens, which later on led us to a pre-tape as well of Kevin Owens in his car detailing, the heartbreak that he suffered within these last 6 months against these 3 men that he would have taken a bullet for. He says that cleared or not, Sami Zayn, he will see him in Canada. He thinks of no better place to do this than in Canada, which is essentially a challenge. Sami Zayn against Kevin Owens in Toronto, Canada at the Elimination Chamber. We also had a very fun match with Nia Jax against Tiffany Stratton, because the title here was on the line. Nia Jax against Tiffany Stratton, and honestly, it started off a little slow, but then as soon as the match started picking up, you could see the crowd was starting to get into it. It was starting to almost reach that second gear, when I think you see Tiffany Stratton go for the moonsault from the top rope. Her finish when Candice LeRae gets involved and trips her up, and Nia Jax takes advantage and starts attacking her, and these two start attacking Tiffany Stratton, and Trish Stratus comes in and tries to intervene, but Nia Jax ends up taking her out. which eventually leads to a tag team proposed match with Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae at Elimination Chamber, which I think is whatever, you know, it's just a way to get Trish on the show because it's her home country in Canada. My biggest gripe with this was the fact that, you know, it ended off in such a fuck way. Especially for Tiffany Stratton, because this is her first title defense, and to have this match just kind of end in a DQ was kind of a wet fart of a finish. And my whole thing was like, if you're Nia Jax, why are you so happy that you got your ass DQ'd? You know what I mean? Wouldn't you be pissed that you just lost an opportunity for the title? But regardless, we moved on because eventually Charlotte Flair came out, and Charlotte Flair was in the backstage area watching this match on a television screen. And every time they showed her on the television screen, you know, on the feed and whatever, the crowd you can hear in the background just start booing her and booing her. And I know it sounds like a woo, but nah, it was a literal boo. Everybody was booing her, but eventually she comes out here and she makes her choice that she's going to challenge Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. She's going to see Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania 41. So we got two matches officially confirmed for WrestleMania. One is Jey Uso against Gunther, and the other is Charlotte Flair against Tiffany Stratton. And of course, the main event was that triple threat qualifier match between Priest, Strowman, and Fatu, which was a banger of a match between these three guys. Three big badass dudes here in the main event. A lot of shenanigans happened at the end of this match. Looked like Strowman was about to end this match and end Jacob Fatu and pick up the win, when all of a sudden you see Solo Sikoa come in and spike him. This led for Jacob Fatu to go and hit the flying moonsault from the top rope, when eventually Cody Rhodes came out here and brawled with Solo Sikoa. Then Tama Tonga came out here to try to intervene and help Solo Sikoa. And they have Cody Rhodes, and Solo Sikoa is about to spike him, but ends up spiking Tama Tonga. And then you see Jacob Fatu on the ring apron. He sees that Solo spiked Tama Tonga, right? And he's ready to throw down with Solo Sikoa. And Priest gets back involved in this match, and Priest ends up taking out Jacob Fatu, and Solo gets taken out by Cody, in which Damian Priest gets back in the ring, delivers a South of Heaven chokeslam to Braun Strowman, and Damian Priest goes off to the Elimination Chamber match. And I think they really want to tease, obviously, the fact that Fatu is going to turn one way or another on Solo Sikoa. It's coming, right? It's not an if, it's a when at this point. And Priest, between these three guys, I think Priest was the best choice for him to go to the Elimination Chamber, because Braun Strowman in the Elimination Chamber match just really isn't believable, right? He's not going to win that match. And Fatu, if you have Fatu go to the Chamber match, then obviously you miss out on telling the story of Fatu and Solo. But also, if Fatu goes to the Chamber match, it's almost like he has to win, right? Because how in the hell are you going to have somebody just get a pinfall over Fatu in the Chamber and have him just take a clean pinfall? It's almost like the Roman Reigns situation. I think Priest was the best choice here to go on to the Elimination Chamber match. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know what you think of this SmackDown. Let me know your thoughts in your comments down below. And until next time, I will see y'all later.